Hey everybody, it's Andy, and welcome back to my office in Modesto, California. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in California as well as New York, and in this video I'm going to go over an amendment that was made to California law in January 2020. It was actually made early, but effective January 2020. So I guess to give you some context or background, California, if you've looked into this at all, California, when it comes to prenups, has a 7-day waiting period. You might have heard the term waiting period before. I actually have a video on my channel that goes over that. I'll link that kind of up here as well as down below. So if you dive into this statute, it's Family Code Section 1615. If you dive into the statute, the wording and so on, the old law basically said that, okay, well, the 7-day waiting period, it applies, but if you have an attorney, then it doesn't apply to you. So you could basically opt out of the 7-day waiting period if you hired a lawyer and the lawyer basically signed off on the prenup and so forth. In certain situations where, for instance, you're trying to get a prenup done and to rush it and so on because you have a wedding date set, hiring a lawyer was actually a very common way to opt out of the 7-day waiting period. For whatever reason, I guess in basically the law was modified. Effective January 1, 2020, you can no longer do that. So hiring a lawyer, here, let me phrase it this way. If you want to hire a lawyer just to get out of the 7-day waiting period, you can no longer do that. So I guess for planning purposes, just keep that in mind, I suppose, if this is actually, material to your schedule. There are other reasons, other benefits to hiring an attorney for your prenup, but if you wanted to do that, just to get out of the 7-day waiting period, just know that effective January 1, 2020, you can no longer do that. And if you want the statute for it, I'll link that, I'll put that right here, as well as link it down below. It's going to be Family Code Section 1615 C2B, I think. Might be wrong on that, but C2B I think is the right one, but I'll whatever I put here, I guess, in post-production and link down below, that'll be the statute for it. So basically just know that the old law, up until January 2020, you used to be able to waive out of the 7-day kind of waiting period if you had an attorney for a prenup. Now in California, effective January 1, 2020, you can no longer do that. So if you are doing a prenup, you got to plan for it because the 7-day waiting period will apply to everybody. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that doesn't kind of cause any of you any panic if you are trying to do a prenup and you have a wedding date coming up and so forth. Just know basically that the law now is you have to do the 7-day waiting period regardless of whether or not you have a lawyer or not. So anyway, hopefully that helped. Go ahead and share, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you.